Hello, good evening. Francesco here, sharing my human experience. And today I would like to speak about dealing with change. Things that happen unexpectedly, that will happen, they've always been happening, they will happen. And so to me, I learned that I want to be able to embrace it and to accept it. And not only that, but to use it in my favor. 1988, my family moved out. I was only 8 years old. I only had one world, that was my world. And when we moved out, my world completely gone overnight. But I accepted it and I dealt with it. It was difficult. And that brought me to really going into a very dark place, and I started drinking, smoking, taking drugs, went really down. But then he allowed me to be born again, and I start going up. And I basically what I'm saying is that sudden change, that something that was horrible for me at that time, I am now glad that happened because that's who I am today, and I'm so glad that happened. So that was my very first lesson. But today I want to speak about something else, something more recent, some sudden change that happened for everyone in the world in this period, and I want to tell my experience about it. And why is it important, so important for me to talk about this? Because if we are at the mercy of the situations of the change, then we are at the mercy of it, and we will not be able to live well because we'll always be in fear of something happening, because something is going to happen. So I cannot be at the mercy of whatever happens. I need to take into account that anything can happen. And when I take into the account that anything can happen, then I can let go and live less in fear and more in the present moment, and so really live life. Otherwise, I cannot live life. So what happened to me, it was this year in end of February, I went to LA. I was participating in an event that was marking the end of a course, a coaching course I've taken. I decided to go to this event to meet my mentor, one of my first mentors, that the one that really introduced me to personal development. I loved this man, and I was so excited to go and meet him. And I did meet him. I did hug him, and I stayed in LA for about 3 weeks. And all of a sudden, honestly, I really wanted to stick there more, but I couldn't. I ran out of money, and so I decided to go back to Rome. And this was, I think, around the 10th of March. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to Rome. I'm gonna go back to my old job. I'm gonna do my old job. I'm gonna live in my parents' home, and I'm going to keep studying and keep practicing and keep trying to achieve this independency by being a coach, by doing what I love. So I booked my ticket, and and then I noticed something. I was in the hostel in Venice Beach, and there was this TV which I was always avoiding, always trying not to look at the TV, but I couldn't avoid it sometimes. So I would see some images on the TV of all these people with this mask in China, all this virus, whatever, and I thought, what's going on? Something is happening in the world. But I thought, okay, it's happening. Whatever it's happening, it doesn't have to do with me. I never cared about what's going on in the news, so why should care now? But then one day I was talking to a friend at the phone, a friend who was in Rome, and he told me about this thing, this virus, this thing that it was happening, and then it hit Italy, most on any other countries, and that people were going crazy in Italy, that they were like isolating people, taking people away from the family and isolating. And he told me, like, if you're in LA, don't tell to anyone you're Italian because you might end up in trouble, because this is really crazy what's going on. And I thought, okay, all right. So I called the person who was supposed to give me the job when I was going back to Rome. And she told me, look, man, here we had to close in the evening. We can only open lunchtime now, and it's only delivery. So the 2 people I have here, they're enough. I cannot give you a job. And I thought, all right, so I don't have a job now. So I ran out of money. I don't have a job. And, I have my ticket now for Italy. But if I go to Italy, I'll end up being locked at home without money, having to ask for money to my parents, or ask food to my parents, because even my parents might not have the money to sustain me. So what do I do? And I thought many options. I thought about sticking in LA and working in LA, but then I had to like do some fake IDs and things like that for me to work there. So I didn't really want to do that. And then I thought, you know what? My flight is to Lisbon and Lisbon to Rome. I thought, why not I just find a job in Lisbon instead of in Rome, so I can make some money. I find some place there, and then I keep studying, keep doing, growing my coaching practice, and that's it. I don't have to go back to Rome. I don't have to be in this lockdown and whatever. So I said like that, yeah, okay. So I took the flight from London to, from LA to Boston, then Boston to Lisbon, and in Lisbon I got off. And I booked a hostel, and I started going around places like vegan restaurants and organic shops to see where I could be working. And once a couple of days, I started. I saw a lot of places. The next day, I was gonna print my CV, which I made my CV and in Portuguese, and go and give it around, because I did speak a little Portuguese, so I knew I was gonna get a job. But that evening, I went to visit my last place, this vegan restaurant. It was supposed to close at 11:30 p.m. I went there 9:30 p.m. and it was empty, and there were the owner and another waitress outside in a table. And I say, I want to eat something. And they say, sorry, but we're closed now. I say, but you close at 11:30. So I ask these ladies, I want to eat. How come you're not open? Because you're supposed to close 11:30. And they say, yeah, what's happening in the world right now. And now nobody came today at the restaurant, so we might have to close, and here and there. And I thought, shit, this is going to happen again here. Like what happened in Italy is going to happen in Lisbon as well. So what do I do? I don't have money, and the hostel, I booked it until Friday, and it was like Tuesday, something like this. And then I'm not gonna be able to come back to Rome because a friend of mine got cancelled his flights from Shanghai 3 times. And so what do I do? What do I do? And I thought, what do I want? Like, I want to be in a place where I'm able to live the way I want to live, to eat the way I want to eat, and be surrounded by loving people. That's what I want. How can I do that? Because I don't have money. In a few days, I don't have a place. I cannot travel to Italy. I cannot do what am I going to do? And I thought, I am going to go on a woofing site, which is a place where you work and you volunteer in organic farms, and they give you food and accommodation. I did this already in Asia, so I'm gonna look into this site. I'm gonna find some places. So that's what I did. I actually would. My last money I had, I spent 25 euros into purchasing a membership for this site in order to see all the places. I sift through some places which were ideal for me, and I sent a bunch of email, and then I hoped, what's gonna happen. I'm gonna wait until they answer. And a couple of days, nothing happened. The third day, and it was like a couple of days away from me having to leave the hostel, I got few replies, which do I say, sorry, but we cannot take you now because of this pandemic, whatever. But I got one reply from one German family who say, you're welcome, come when you want. And I thought, all right then. So it wasn't the ideal place, not the best place, because of some things like there was no Wi-Fi there, which for me was very important to do what I wanted to do and whatever. But I thought I have no choice. So I say, okay, I'm coming Friday. But then there was another problem, because they were not only canceling flights, they were canceling even transportation outside the cities. So in Rome, that's what I did. You cannot go outside Rome, you cannot take the train or anything. So I was afraid that was going to happen in Lisbon as well. So my problem was that what if I leave the hostel, go and catch the train, and they cancel the train, and I'm going to stay in the train station, not having enough, not having food, not having money, not having a shelter. I thought, what am I going to do if that happens? And I thought, you know what I'm going to do if that happens? I'm going to walk. It was 185 kilometers away. I had my Google Maps on the phone, and I was just gonna walk. If you take 3 days or 5 days or 1 week, I don't care. I can fast. I know I can fast for 5 days, but probably I can fast even for more. So I'm just gonna walk. And so yeah, and I had it planned, but not. I wasn't. Other people were not like that. Some people were really desperate. I had people in the hostel. I have a Mexican man who was supposed to go to Madrid and then fly to Mexico. He couldn't go. There was another girl from Holland who was like crying, really worried about what am I gonna do. I don't have money to stay here. I also have my flight. If they cancel my flight, I cannot go anywhere. It was really, everybody in the hostel was in the same situation, and they were all desperate. And so anyway, what I did Friday, I left the hostel, I packed my stuff, I left the hostel, and I went on a train station, and I did catch the train. Luckily, I arrived at the train station. This person received me. It was a lady, very nice lady in this family, German family, that took me into this place. It was such a beautiful place. And what I realized was that a few months before, I was dreaming about this place. I was dreaming about living in a place where I could walk barefoot, I could be among nature with the nice people, eating organic food, eating from the tree, eating from the plants. And it was doing shit in the compost toilet and drinking like clean water from the spring, and that was all that was living in that place. It was amazing. And even more, this place allowed me to get rid of some blocks I have. I had some blocks, I had some other fears, some limitations, and being in this place, I've been in this place for 3 months. So I went from this problem, I don't have money, I don't have a place to stay, I don't have anything to eat, I'm alone, I'm here and there because of this pandemic or whatever. I could have been like going crazy with the transportation, going complain because the flights were canceling, going complain because of whatever. I could like many people did, frankly. But what I did, I would just say, okay, I have this, I have that, I don't have this, I don't have that. What can I do? Okay, if they cancel the flight, what can I do? I walk. Okay, if I don't have money, what could I do? I fast. I wasn't focusing on complaining and thinking about what could go wrong and what should go wrong, what should go right, or whatever. I was just looking for a solution. That's it. And that's all I did. And that brought me to a place that I called it paradise. In fact, this name was Paradise Earth. And it was such a beautiful place. And I ended up instead of being in a lockdown, closed inside my house without money, I ended up being outside, barefoot, working in the garden, riding horses, eating as much as I wanted, organic food, eating fresh from the trees, taking the sun, being in a beautiful environment with beautiful people, all because of the unluck thing that happened to me. But it wasn't unluck, it was luck. So to me, anything that happened, it happened for me, not to me. So that was not the only experience I had like that. I had many experiences like that when something happened and it looks like it's something bad, but then it turns out to be something good. Of course, I want to put something into bracket here. There are some times where something happened and it's really shit, it's really bad, and you cannot find anything good about that. But in that case, I want to say that things are going to happen. And whether you believe it's right or wrong or should or shouldn't, they are going to happen. So to me, I see these things like, okay, I've got some difficulties coming my way. Like in a video game, some difficulties are built in the video game. How can I surpass these difficulties? And how can I take these difficulties for what they are? They are difficulties coming in my way to make me transform into a better person. to make me rise into another level. This is all I can say. And so what to do now? You know, if something sudden happened, something bad happened or whatever, to me is okay, what can I do? Can I focus on the solution? What is the solution? That I never, zero time focus on it shouldn't happen, this is wrong, this is unfair, this. I first think about the solution. What can I do? What do I want? How can I get what I want out of this situation? That's it. And once I get there, I realize most of the times, 99% of the times, that this has happened for me, not to me. And another thing I want to say, this is about death, and something that I thought about a few days ago, because this is a sudden change. Sometimes we can have a sudden change. Some people can come and miss from our lives, and it's very sad and it's very, very fucked up. But this is the thing. You either, in my life, I either going to see everyone I love die, or they are going to have to see me die. And it both is fucked up. So I believe that we came into this world because we had this thing going on, we kind of let it go random. So we decided before coming to this world that we're not going to decide whether we're going to see the people die, or people who they love us, they're gonna see us die. We're gonna leave this to nature, the universe, the God, the faith, the case, or whatever. We're not gonna decide. And this is something we decided before coming here. So it needs to be accepted. I need to accept that either those of two things that are going to happen. So once I accept those, once I embrace those, apart from those, any other thing that happened that it seems like is bad, it seems like it's fucked up, I know it's happening for me, not to me. So now, your next step, I want you to focus on something, a sudden change that can be this COVID-19 pandemic, can be anything else, and focus on the solution. And either it is something that already happened to you, or something that is happening right now, or something that it can happen. I want you to focus 100% on the solution and think about what can I do? And take everything that is happening, not like right, wrong, should, shouldn't, but just is happening. That's it. This is the life. This is the package of life. It's coming to some clouds, it's gonna rain, I'm gonna get wet. What I'm gonna do? Am I gonna grab an umbrella? Am I gonna go into a house? Am I gonna get wet? What am I gonna do? That's it. Zero time focusing on what it should or shouldn't happen, because that's not for us to decide. That's what I want to share for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye bye.